Hello everyone, long time no see. It has been a while, I know. Welcome back to Coloring with Haley. I finally got some time to actually sit down and film a color-in chat. So we are going to color this lady from My Gothic Valentine by Deborah Muller. And right now I am looking at some of these skin tones in this little swatch chart here. And I think we're going to do 103, which is potato brown. It is the fourth week of college. Let me make sure my water page is situated. Okay. It is the fourth week of the first 8 of college for me, so halfway through for some of my classes already, which is good. I'm happy about that. The biology course that I'm taking is 16 weeks, so I'm only 1/4 of the way through there. But halfway done with the other classes, so that's good, that's nice. The writing class isn't as difficult as expected, and actually tonight I have to call into that class. It's an online class that we do call into a Zoom call type thing, but it's on a website hosted by the university, so it's not Zoom. We do call in and set in on that. And it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was kind of thinking, gosh, what can you talk about for 2 hours in a writing class every Thursday night? But actually, it is very interesting. Our professor is an interesting lady, and she knows how to keep the class engaged, I would say. She talks about interesting things. It is related to writing, but she keeps our interest in interesting ways. She was teaching us about things information that you should include in your research paper and what you shouldn't, how to differentiate between what's important and what's not. And to do this, she was kind of going through with us making a mock research paper about Benjamin Franklin being one of the founding fathers. And she just had some very interesting information to share with us. She told us that Benjamin Franklin was apparently a nudist. I did not know that. But, she was telling us that's a very interesting, fun fact, and you might want to share that with everyone, but it's not something you would put in your paper. So, like I said, she keeps it very interesting. She knows how to tell us interesting things to kind of keep your attention. So it's not bad at all, and the 2 hours goes by really, really fast, in my opinion. It doesn't feel like it's 2 hours. The only thing I wish it was at a different time, because it's 7:30 to 9:30. And 9 o'clock is normally when I start taking a shower, kind of getting ready for bed, winding down for the night. So it's a little, I don't know, later in the day than I'd prefer it to be, but I understand why. I would assume it's because a lot of the people that, go to college online, they have a job. That's why they're going online. And 7:30 is a time when most people would be home from their job and kind of already done with dinner and could tune into class, so I would assume that's why it's at 7:30. It's just kind of an awkward time. Also, even the professor, teaching is her second job. So she even works and needs to get home and get ready and everything. But like I said, it's just kind of an awkward time. I wish it was a little earlier in the day. That would be more suitable for me, but I know that doesn't work out for everyone. But it's been not so bad so far. The biology class has taken up probably most of my time because we have to do experiments in that class. And sometimes the experiments have to set for 4 or 5 days and you observe them every day. So, sometimes the homework in that class takes the whole week to do. Otherwise, it's been pretty fun, I guess. I like biology, so anything biology related is going to be fun to me. So, hopefully wherever you are living is much nicer than it is in Missouri right now. About a week ago, we actually did get snow. I think we got 1 inch of snow, and I was excited about that because I kept saying way back in December that I wanted a little bit of snow for the dog because I thought he'd like it. I thought he'd enjoy playing in it. And so we ended up getting that snow overnight. It wasn't, it was just kind of a nice powdery snow. The roads were still open and everything. You could drive and get out in it. But the dog didn't like it. I really thought he would because he's a Norwegian elk hound and Norway is a very cold part of the world. So I thought he would love the snow. He didn't. He wanted to go in before I wanted to go in. I was taking pictures outside and everything, and I posted them on Instagram. Maybe it's been more than a week, but you saw my pictures of our yard covered in snow. And it snowed around noon, kind of snowed at an odd time, so like we were already awake and it was coming down pretty hard. But anyway, the dog didn't like it, so that was a little disappointing. And then it was gone by the next day. You know, it melted pretty fast, and it's always kind of nasty out after the snow melts. It always turns the yard into like a soup, and it kind of was raining after that non-stop for a while. So it's been nasty out. Hadn't really gone out too much. And then this week we got a bunch of ice. Let's see. Monday night was when it was supposed to hit, and we got a 1/4 of an inch of ice, which, for ice, I mean, that's kind of a lot. I read that 1/2 an inch of ice is enough to knock out the power, and they were not sure how much ice we were going to initially get. They were calling and saying it could knock out the power, which is a concern for me with my reptiles. Those are animals that they like to stay hot. So I went out to the dollar store and got as many little hand warmers as I could, because if the power goes out, I could at least activate a hand warmer and put it in each animal's enclosure. You have to wrap them in something, because those hand warmers can get up to 135 degrees. Like, they'll burn your skin. So you gotta wrap them in something, and you could put them in there, and then the animal could get on the hand warmer and stay warm. So I went out and bought a bunch of those. We didn't end up losing power, although I guess we still may, because, let's see, Tuesday it rained and we got more sleet. So I'm honestly not sure how much ice we have right now, because we keep getting more. And then Wednesday, which was last night, we got even more. I woke up this morning and everything is just iced over. It is slippery outside. I can see, we live down, of course, a gravel road. So, you know, they're not treated like highways, but I would imagine the highway's just as bad, because our road is nothing but a sheet of ice. Everyone's been staying home and no one's been going to work. Oh, well, I just got a text that my college's campus is closed tomorrow because of the weather, so there you go. The campus has been closed all week because of the weather. Well, anyway, like I was saying, our road's just a sheet of ice. There's no way anyone is going to get down it, so everyone's been staying home. My parents haven't been going to work this week because our road's just iced over. I even looked outside across our driveway because our trash can was full, and we have a dumpster out there. And there's no way that you could even get to the dumpster, I don't think, without falling, because our driveway's like a hill, you know, it kind of goes downward, and it's nothing but a solid sheet of ice right now. Anytime we let the dog out to go to the bathroom, he's slipping and sliding on the porch trying to get out. It's miserable and it's awful, but it could be worse. In 2009, here in Missouri, we had an ice storm, and some places got more than 2 inches of ice. I'm not sure how much we got, because I was a kid and I don't really remember very well, but I know that we were without power for more than a week, and that was very miserable. It was very cold, and there was nothing to do. I mean, if you wanted to go outside in the ice, you could, but I mean, you know, playing in the ice is a little bit different than playing in the snow. It's not that fun, really. You're not building a snowman or anything, because it's just all ice. Okay, I think that this part here is going to be her hair rather than, like, her shoulder. So, yeah, it definitely could be way worse. They're still calling for more. It's not done. It's been sleeting on and off today, so who knows, we may lose power. So I kind of, this week, when they were calling for it Monday, rushed to get a lot of my schoolwork done, in case the power went out, because colleges are very, they're not forgiving on the late work. I mean, my college and a bunch of the other colleges in the area have the same policy where if someone dies and you're late because you're at the funeral or the wake or anything, you have to provide proof that someone in your family has actually passed away. Like, you can't just claim that, you know what I mean? So they're very harsh on that. So I figured, well, gosh, if we lose power and other places don't lose power and other people are able to turn in their work, they're probably not gonna be too forgiving on that. So I kind of rushed to get all my homework done Sunday and Monday. So that's why I actually have free time this week, because I got it done early in case we lost power. Thankfully, we are holding on and haven't lost power, because I read that until February 20th, it is not going to get above freezing. So, it's very cold and miserable here in Missouri, and we're not done with it. Apparently, there's supposed to be a big Valentine's Day winter storm coming through, which is supposed to hit more than just Missouri. So if you're in any of the states around Missouri, like Illinois and Oklahoma, you're going to get hit with this too. They were originally calling for like 13 inches of snow, which is a ton of snow, especially for where I live. I don't think I've ever seen that much snow in my life. But now I think they're calling for 3 or 4 here, which isn't bad. But that on top of the ice is just going to be awful. So we've been stuck inside all week pretty much. I mean, you can go outside, but it's too cold and everything's iced over, so it's slippery. We've just been sitting around inside, not too much to do. Worried the power's gonna go out, so got everything done, stocked up on batteries and stuff. We really do need to get out because we have kind of eaten through the food that we stocked up on already. Didn't buy much because it wasn't supposed to be this much ice, you know, it was kind of just supposed to be, 1 day of ice, and then more moved in, which was unexpected. So we really kind of need to get out to go to the grocery store, but that's not happening anytime soon. Like I said, our road is frosted over, and it's not supposed to get above freezing until like February 20th. So I don't know how quickly anything on our road is gonna even melt, to be honest. I'm sure it'll melt a little bit, but every night it's just gonna refreeze, you know what I mean, when it gets down. Because I think Valentine's Day is supposed to be a high of like 10 degrees. So all that stuff, whenever it melts, it's just gonna refreeze right now. So I don't see anyone that lives down my road leaving their house for quite a while. And that kind of stinks. I don't know what we're gonna do when we run out of dog food. I guess I've got frozen chicken, and I could heat that up and mix in some rice. I don't know what we'll do. Everyone's been hanging tight, though, just in case the power does go out. The reptiles are okay right now. Something about reptiles that you might not know is that they need heat to be able to digest their food. So I actually haven't fed any of them all week, because if the power goes out and they have food in their stomach that they can't digest, it's going to make them sick. So I'm not worried about food for them right now. I'm more worried about what I'm going to do if we run out of dog food and can't get out to get any. I've got some packages ordered that I'm waiting to come in, but I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. You know, they keep trying to deliver them. They've been out for delivery since like Tuesday, but like I said, our road, there's no way anyone's going to get down it. I wouldn't want UPS to try to get down it. Mail hasn't been delivered by the post office because it's just awful right now. Hopefully wherever you're living is having much nicer weather than we are here in Missouri, because it's been awful. You know, Doug and I would usually go out for dinner on Valentine's Day. We usually go out to a nice Italian restaurant and have dinner because they always have a special dessert for Valentine's Day. And like one year it was a lava cake, but instead of being filled with chocolate, it was filled with like this raspberry sauce, and it was super tasty. So we always look forward to that because they have the best dessert on Valentine's Day. But I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think we're going to be able to leave the house before then. So our plans have kind of just been shut down. And the only thing to sit around and do is, well, just sit around. And I've been coloring a lot. And if the power goes out, I suppose I'll be coloring even more during the day because I'm not going to have anything else to do. Can't at night because there'll be no light. I can remember during the ice storm that happened in 2009 when I was a kid, we kind of had to share a flashlight and used candles to light everything up, but, you know, once it got dark out, we just kind of went to bed because what was there to do? Where did I put the lid for this marker? Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know what color I want to do her hair or anything, so let's look around for a minute. Let's see. I already did a page in here, and I'll give you a little peek at it. So I posted it on Instagram, so I already did a bunch of like dark purples, so maybe let's do reds and pinks on this picture since it is for Valentine's Day. Let's do her hair in number 2, which is Old Red. Let me find it. Here we go. So there's not a lot that's been happening this week especially. We've just been sitting around. And the way my college works is the teacher has to unlock the homework for the next week, so, you know, I guess I could work ahead on homework, but the teachers haven't unlocked them yet. So, I mean, I couldn't even do that. So, yes, we've been just sort of, I don't know, sitting around. I watched the Night Stalker documentary on Netflix, finally, that I've been wanting to watch, and it was very good. If you like crime documentaries, it was really good. But it was certainly more graphic than most of the other crime documentaries I've seen. They recreated a lot of the crime scenes and showed crime scene photos. And I didn't know they were going to do that, so keep that in mind if you're interested in watching it. It is very, very graphic and hard to stomach. I sat down and watched all of the episodes just in one setting because I didn't have anything else to do. Yeah, it's not been too interesting lately. The previous weeks I have been so busy with so much homework that I haven't really had any free time. My only free time is usually at night, right before bed. That's when I would color, because that's when I like to color before settling in for bed. You know, it kind of makes you sleepy and tired and helps you relax. So I have gotten pages done this month. It's just that during the day when I would normally film, I'm just busy. Only 3 classes, but they keep me pretty busy. And then Thursday nights, you know, I attend the writing class. But yeah, I've been busy. The first week was probably the busiest. I already had to write an essay the first week for the religion class. Thankfully, it was a short essay. It was kind of what do we expect to learn from the class. So I would imagine that the final week would be an essay like what did we learn compared to what do we expect to learn type thing. And that professor is very interesting. He has a PhD in world religions, and he speaks some very old languages, like Tibetan, but he's also a skateboarder in his free time, so I thought that was interesting. Someone that has a PhD and teaches religion, loves to skateboard, just kind of a odd mix of hobbies. Thought that was funny. Oh, some of you might be wondering about the pony and the donkeys, because they are outside in this weather. They are fine. They grow big, thick, woolly winter coats every year to combat from the weather, so they are doing just fine, and you have a shelter they can get into, obviously. When it was just snow, they were out playing in it. They liked it when it was just snow, but now that it's ice, they've kind of been staying inside the shelter. I would imagine that it is much harder for them to walk around with hooves than it is for us to walk around on ice. It's not really any way they can, you know, grip the ice or anything. So they've been staying in their shelter, but they are fine. They're not too cold or anything. Went out there and checked on them. They're doing good. Make sure, give them extra food at night so they can stay warm, have full bellies. They're fine. Have to go out and break up their water, though, because, of course, it thaws overnight. But for everyone wondering, yes, the animals outside are doing just fine. They handle the cold weather pretty fine. The pony Scout is 9, so she's been through this before. The donkeys are younger. Julius is only 2, so I would say this is the first time he's experienced a ice storm like this. Maybe the first time he's experienced that much snow, too. Trying to think back 2 years ago if it ever really snowed that much. But yeah, they like the snow. They played in that. But the ice, they said, never mind. And they've been staying in their shelter. I don't put blankets on them in the winter because with horses that can mess up their natural fur growth. Actually, that's something interesting. Some people put blankets on them because they keep their horses kind of inside year round. But it will mess up their natural fur growth, and they won't be able to ever grow a winter coat correctly. Remember that there are wild horses. They live out there in the snow all the time without a blanket on. So, and she's also a Shetland pony. She's from, I don't know where the Shetland Isles are, like Scotland, I think. So she grows a much thicker coat than your normal horse would. She actually grows a double coat like a dog. So yes, she's fine. She likes the snow quite a bit, but yeah, she's like the donkeys on this ice. She could do without it. I could do without it too. I'd be okay with just the snow. You know, if it did actually come that 13 inches of snow, I'd be fine with it as long as there was no ice. I don't think that much snow would knock the power out. I don't actually know because we've never gotten that much snow. That's like an up north thing. That's not a southern Missouri thing, you know what I mean? But I don't think it would because it's just snow, right? When I was reading about the ice, it was saying that the ice clings to the power lines and weighs them down, and that causes them to snap and break, and, you know, that's when you lose power. And I don't think the snow would cling to them that way. So I'd be okay with, you know, quite a bit of snow. I guess I got what I asked for. I did ask for winter weather, and it happened, and I'm not thrilled because of all the ice. Seriously, maybe I'll take a picture to post on Instagram of our driveway because it's just a solid sheet of ice. Like, it looks like a skating rink out there. I do not know how to ice skate. If you did, then you could come to my driveway and have a good time, I'm sure, because it's just solid. Some people tried to come up the driveway earlier to put stuff in the dumpster because it is like a communal dumpster for several of the houses down the road, as far as like a mile down the road, I would say, because we all kind of live pretty separated. We all help pay for the dumpster so that we actually have trash services, because like trash trucks don't come down this road, you know, that's like a town thing. We don't live in a town, so we all paid for this dumpster so that we'd have some kind of services, so you don't have to put all your trash in the back of your car every night and, you know, drive it to a dumpster the next town over or whatever. But someone did try to come up the driveway to put stuff in the dumpster, and they were having a really hard time making it up, because like I said, it is a hill. So, yeah, I don't think anyone's going anywhere. I haven't seen anyone go up and down the road, and usually there's 3 or 4 vehicles up and down the road every day, because people that live further down the road, going to work, coming home. School's been out everywhere. My college, like I said, has been out. My college is actually up a little further north than we are, so I'm sure they got even worse weather than we did. That's the only thing about online class, you know. College is out physically, but online, I still gotta go tonight. Nothing's stopping that. It would be cool if it was canceled too, because, you know, the physical campus was closed, but, you know, unfortunately, still gotta go to that. Okay, you know, I think that this space right there might be her forehead, so I'm actually gonna come back in with the brown marker there. And we'll color that. Here in just a second, I'm gonna finish up around it and see what I think. Look at it again. See if I think it should be red like her hair, or if it's her forehead. I'm thinking that it is her forehead. Yeah. We'll come back in with a second. And where did I put that marker? That's the only thing about... There we go. I wish I would organize them. It's not even a complaint about, oh, hoo-hoo, it's me. I need to organize them better. I just don't. Yeah, there we go. I think that is supposed to be her forehead. Okay. There we go. And yeah, the neighbors have kids that haven't gone to school all week because everything's been closed. And I mean, we live in a rural area, so the schools here are usually closed longer. Oh, I forgot to do her ear. Okay, well, we'll get back to that in a minute too. Are closed longer than usual because so many people live down little gravel roads like I do that don't get treated, you know. No truck comes down and salts the roads or anything, so the school's out longer because the school buses can't come down a road like this. And a lot of the kids live down roads like this. But the school bus does come down this road, you know, when school is in session, so... And I don't think they'd come for just one family, so undoubtedly there must be more kids somewhere further down the road that are going to school as well, so... I can see why everything's been closed all week. You know, it kind of needs to be, in my opinion. And I don't know when it'll reopen. I guess the only good side to still having to go to class because it's online is that there's no makeup days, because I hated that when I was a kid, you know. Oh, it was so nice to be out of school for a week, but then when it's the nicer weather in the spring and you want to be outside and you're sitting in school making up those days. And that was always not fun. So I guess that is the one good thing about college. There are no makeup days. You get the work done or you don't. So, you know, at least I'll be out in the spring when it's nicer weather. I won't have to make up all these days because the poor kids around here are going to have to make up at least 1 week so far. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2 because, like I said, I don't think anything's going to melt and we're supposed to get that storm coming through. And the snow on top of the ice is going to be dangerous. I do follow like a little police scanner thing on Facebook, and there are people out trying to drive in this. I don't know why. I would assume that most places are closed. I mean, unless, I don't know, I guess maybe if you worked at the post office you would have to come in or something, but the police scanner that I follow on Facebook's been posting constantly with just so many wrecks that have happened. Everyone out trying to drive in the ice, you know, it's dangerous. And actually, the last time that we got snow, that happened to my dad just a week or two ago. I keep saying that it's been like a week, but let me actually check Instagram to see when I posted those photos. Because my perception of time has been off. When you don't get out much and you do everything online, your perception of time kind of... Okay, yeah, it's been more than a week. It's been like 2 weeks. Your perception of time is kind of a little off. Well, anyway, you know, when we got that first snow that I posted on Instagram, he was trying to make it home in the snow because, like I said, it didn't snow until around noon, so most people had left and gone to work. And to get to our house, there was a pretty big hill, and he said people were sliding on the hill. And there was a truck sliding towards him, and he couldn't swerve to get out of the way because there was a vehicle coming in the other lane, so he just had to let the truck hit him. Did some front-end damage to his car, but it is a company car, luckily, so, you know, the company pays to fix the damage, and he got his car back, like, at the beginning of this week before all the weather hit, so he was fine, just damaged his vehicle. And, you know, that was just in a little bit of snow, you know, the roads were hardly anything. By the time my mom got off work at 5 o'clock, it had kind of already started to melt a little bit. It didn't really stick. So I can't imagine trying to be out driving in this weather right now. Hopefully everyone stays safe. I saw on the news there was like a 70 car pileup in Texas, so they must be getting some wintry weather down there too. I think that here in the United States, or at least in the Midwest where I live, February is when you get your winter weather. Seems to be so for me. January is not so bad. December is usually, honestly, pretty nice. It's still nice out in December to me, but I think 60 degrees is nice out. So, you know, February, that's winter time. That's when you're going to get hit the hardest. And I feel like that ice storm that we got in 2009 was also in February. I know that, like I said, we were out of power without a week, and we had to make up a lot of school because we missed so many days, so it would have had to have been like in January or February by the time we had gone back. I want to say it was like late January, early February when that happened. It's been such a long time. Well, anyway, the news did say that this wouldn't be anything like 2009. It wouldn't be nearly as much, and, you know, if people do lose power in this one, they're not going to lose it for as long, so at least that's nice. At least we have that to look forward to. I was worried, you know, when they were first calling for ice, that it was going to be a repeat of 2009, but thankfully it has not been. I don't know what I would do if we were without power for that long. I don't know, the animals probably wouldn't be okay for that long. Reptiles can handle a drop in temperatures for around 48 hours. They would be okay with a drop because, I mean, you know, you've got to think there's wild reptiles too, so they're naturally built to handle a little bit of that. But if it goes on for very long and they get very cold, then their bodies just kind of shut down. They can't handle it anymore. My biggest concern would be my little possum. My Brazilian short-tailed possum is a mammal like you and me, so he doesn't react to the cold as well as the reptiles do. You know, the animals that can't change their body temperature like reptiles, they just kind of get cold and they kind of just shut down, almost deactivate, sit there in it for a few days, and then when it gets warm, they warm back up, and they're back at it. But with the possum, ooh, you know what? I realized that I've been coloring a space that is not hair. Well, we are just going to color that in anyways, and pretend that it is hair. It's this one right here. I thought this was a strand of hair right there, but it's not, so I have to keep a better eye on that next time. I was just talking away and not paying attention, but we just color it in, and maybe we won't notice. You know, yeah, there we go. That's not too bad. That looks like it could be her hair. It'll be alright. Well, back to what I was saying. He gets cold, and can't really warm up too much without something to keep him warm. And I do have little warming lamps on him to keep him warm during the winter, but would those go off, then he's going to have trouble getting warm. So I guess I could put hand warmers in there, but I was thinking if it got to be too bad, I'd turn on the vehicle and let it run for an hour and put him in it, you know, periodically. So I do dread an actual full-scale power outage like that. It made me realize that we need to save up and get a generator so that if we lost power, I could at least, even if it's a small generator, I could at least get the animals heat, or the ones that need it the most. I mean, like my tarantulas, they don't care. They're fine. Doesn't affect them any. The animals that are affected by it, though, you know, I could at least warm them up and keep them warm. And that's important. So, made me realize that we need to do that sometime soon. Okay. So that's on my to-do list for spring, more than likely, or I bet generators are sold out right now because I bet a lot of people realized I don't have a generator and need one in this weather. So I bet they're sold out right now, but so springtime would be the better time to get one. And you know, I was thinking too, even if we got to go out to the store to get groceries, wonder if they're even going to have anything. I still think this right here is a piece of hair, though. I think, you know, it's pretty stereotypical that everyone goes out to get bread and milk, and they do. We went Monday night, like, to the dollar store to get a few things, and, like, bread and milk were gone. So it is stereotypical that everyone goes out to get those in a storm, and they do. So you know, even if we got to go out one day, which like I said, I don't think we will. I don't think anything's gonna thaw. I bet everything is sold out because we are also out of milk by now. I don't think we'd be getting any. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been having a great time in February. February has been kind of a rocky month here in Missouri, and hopefully it's better where you live. I guess maybe it's even awful down in Texas. Maybe if you live in like California or Florida, it's nice out right now. Those would be nice places to live right now. I saw some people on Facebook kind of just managed to escape the storm by going on vacation down to Alabama like a couple days before all this moved in, so I'd like to be those people right now. I don't even care if it's like 60 degrees in Alabama right now. It's got to be nicer than right now. We'll look at the weather on my phone and we'll see. It is 25 right now, so yeah. It is cold here. That is below the freezing mark for us. So yeah, no. I'd rather be 60 degrees. That's fine with me. I would even get out on the beach in 60-degree weather. Has to be a lot nicer than 25, right? And you know, another thing about the power going out that we were thinking of is what on earth we're going to eat if the power goes out, because you can't cook anything. Everyone has electric stoves nowadays. When we moved into this house, it has an electric stove. No hot water. What are we going to do, you know? Like I said, thankfully the power hasn't gone out, although still holding on because weather is still moving in. And I hope it stops soon. I'm afraid to look at the forecast for later on in next week in case I see that more is moving in after that Valentine's Day storm. No. No thank you. I'd like to be done with the winter weather now. I had my snow. I wanted snow one time. That's it. I had it. I got that. I'm good. I want to be done with it all now. No more, please. And I think this is honestly a little unusual for Missouri. We usually get, you know, one snowfall and that's it, or one thing of freezing rain, and we don't get hit as much, you know, just over and over. So let's get her ear really quickly. And we'll do her outfit in pink, because we did her in red, or well, we did her hair in red. And we'll put a lot of glitter on this one. I don't think I put too much glitter on my previous one, but for me, it didn't really fit in with glitter. So this is kind of my Valentine's Day page. Not super Valentine's Day-ish. I do have the 50 romantic miniatures that I could color out of, but I just colored a page in there last night, and I didn't really want to color one again. So there's a couple of pink colors back here as well, and they're called purple. Like, that is called pale purple, but to me that is a pink. So I'm thinking let's do 86 first, which is like a jarring kind of bright pink color, even though it's called vivid purple. I'm thinking let's do this first and go from there. We could do like a light pink with it if we wanted. See, yeah, now that color laid down, that's just pink to me. I don't know. I don't know if maybe they labeled it wrong, or maybe the mixing of the colors in mine is a little off, but that's definitely a pink to me, rather than a purple. Oh, lol, nothing I can do about that. We're gonna go with it. Alright, then let's do her necklace. This way too. I'll do the jewels on the necklace in glitter, of course. I don't usually color the border on these. This spiky border, I don't usually color them. I leave them as is, or if I was going to color them, I would do them in solid black, because it's just how I like the borders on my pages to look. We'll give her these purple polka dots on her glove. Well, I said purple, there you go. It's pink polka dots on her glove. And we'll probably do 2 colors on her shirt since it is striped. Probably 2 colors, maybe a pink and a red, like a bright red, not a dark red like her hair. And I'm thinking that, I don't know if I want to do her lips in glitter too. Sometimes I do the lipstick glittery, or if I want to do that in this color. Oh. I hear someone trying to drive down the road. They're going pretty slow though. Up here I can kind of hear everything because we have a window unit because there is no air conditioning in the upstairs of our house, so I kind of hear everything that goes on outside. So I just heard a vehicle try to go down the road. It's probably not UPS, even though they said my package is still coming today, like it left the post office. I'm amazed it even left the post office. You would think in this type of weather it would be a liability to have them be out driving. Especially how many wrecks there have been. I heard on Facebook that supposedly Highway Patrol is too busy to even respond to some of them unless you are like seriously injured. They want you to take pictures and call them, and then they will call you back. Like with your accident, and they'll write the accident report with you on the phone because they're just so busy. That's what I heard, at least. I could see that. Okay, so let's do vermilion and, well, actually let's do 8 and 13. That's scarlet and rose pink. Okay, here we go. We will do the lace in rose pink. Yeah, that looks good, I think. And the stripes on the shirt are going to be the rose pink and red. And of course we'll do her little Valentine as well. She's holding a little Valentine's Day card. I can remember passing those out in elementary school. I think Valentine's Day was more exciting when I was a kid. I don't know. You know, you always went to school and had like a little Valentine's Day event, and all the kids, you would decorate your own box or something to put your cards in. Some people got really creative with it. Some people, I can remember one kid one year made like a little log cabin out of sticks to put his Valentine's Day cards in, and then you would go around the room and deposit all the Valentine's Day cards into every kid's box, and then there was always some that came with candy, and then there was always like a little party in class, you know. I think Valentine's Day was more fun as a kid. Don't do that anymore. I don't know anyone that hands out actual Valentine's Day cards anymore. I think one of the saddest parts about not getting Valentine's Day this year is there is a lovely little corner store ran by an older couple, and every year they make candy all the time. That's one of the things that they sell at the corner store is their homemade candy, but every year for Valentine's Day they do chocolate-covered strawberries, and theirs are so good. And I know chocolate-covered strawberries are like a simple thing to make. I mean, you just need like baking chocolate and you melt it into strawberries in it, but there's something about theirs that is like on another level. I don't know if they use some kind of secret special chocolate or what, but theirs are always so good. I remember the last Valentine's Day that we got to go to, and we didn't get to go last year either because Doug had his back surgery and he couldn't go out. The last one we got to go to, we ordered our chocolate strawberries. We had to pick them up before we went to dinner because the little corner store closed at like 5. And we ate them all in the car before we ate dinner. They weren't very hungry at dinner because they were just that good. So that's also kind of a depressing thing for me. I really would like to have some chocolate strawberries, but I guess I'm going to have to make my own whenever I can get out because chocolate and strawberries are always on sale. So I guess maybe I'll do that whenever we can, you know, get out and get everything. It's nothing too interesting to talk about. Like, you guys haven't missed much, you know, when I've been gone. There's not been much going on. Like I said, I've been doing homework and, well, this week's been interesting because of the weather, but that's about it. Finn did go to his vet appointment. I think that's happened since I talked to you guys. And he got a shot, which, you know, pretty simple little vet appointment. He did good, but we were trying to get home because it was kind of right there when we were expecting that first snow, so we made it home as it was starting to snow a little bit outside the day before we really got the snow. So we just kind of went and made it home. Usually afterwards, we would take the dog to get something to eat or to get an ice cream cone. There's this little custard place kind of right by the vet's office that we would always go to afterwards, especially in the summer when it's so hot. And anytime you go through the drive-thru or go up to the window with a dog, they give you a free little ice cream cone. I think I've talked about that before. So we didn't even get to do that because we were too focused on trying to get home before the weather got bad. They even moved up his appointment to earlier in the day because the office was going to close early. So, you know, and they think I was talking about him possibly having acid reflux. I talked to the vet about it and they determined that he more than likely does have acid reflux. So, yay. Like owner, like dog, huh? I would get the one dog that has acid reflux. I didn't even know that was a thing in dogs. Of course, it happens to my dog. But, oh well. He's fine. We had a fine trip. He did get some McDonald's french fries because I was hungry when we left the vet's office. So we went through McDonald's and I let him have a few french fries for being a good boy at the vet. But he got a lot of treats at the vet. So it's not like he was too hungry or anything. They're a good vet's office and they give out plenty of treats to their patients. I think maybe they give out too many. Sometimes the treats are a distraction. They have these soft treats and they'll like mash them down on the table when they give the dog a shot so that the dog's too preoccupied trying to get the treat off the table than to feel the shot. But they definitely gave Finn more than just little preoccupy him treats. They definitely gave him a ton of treats because we had a new vet tech and the vet tech said, "Can he catch treats in the air?" And I said, "Yeah, he can do that." And the vet tech said, "Oh, okay," and then just started throwing a bunch of treats at him. And of course he caught them all. So yeah, he definitely got spoiled at the vet's office. I know why he likes going to the vet. It's pretty clear. They give him so much food that he's probably excited. I think that's why he likes going to my parents. They get to babysit him whenever I am too busy, like him out doing groceries or whatever. They get to babysit him and he gets to eat a lot over there. I know he does. I know he does because he didn't used to sit at the table and beg for food. I was not someone to feed table scraps, but evidently they do because he has learned some behaviors from them. Isn't that fun? He'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna say that is like, she's got her arm crooked and that's not a stripe from the shirt. That's like a space in between her arm and her shirt. So let's do the red. Yeah, that looks good, I think. That's a nice bright red, kind of candy stripes almost. And I didn't color her eyelids yet either. We're going to do that in glitter, I know. I like to give them a glittery eyeshadow, especially in Deborah Muller's books where she has like a very defined eyelid that she draws to me that lends itself to giving them glittery eyeshadow or, you know, colorful eyeshadow or some kind of makeup, I think. So we will do that. And hopefully I'll have another color enchant out sometime. You know, maybe it won't be as long in between them. Or who knows, maybe it will be another 4 weeks and you'll see me at the 8-week mark when I'm finishing up those classes. The good news is that second half there, I only have biology and an art class. Oh, it's an art appreciation, and I can't imagine that that class is too busy. I did a music appreciation class already, and it wasn't really... It was hard for me because, I don't know, I'm pretty much tone deaf, and sometimes the test would be like, ooh, here's a note. What note is that? And I'm like, I don't know, they all sound the same to me. So, I mean, it was difficult in that aspect, but it wasn't a lot of work, you know. There's not a lot of busy work that you can have in a class like that. So I would imagine that, you know, after the next 4 weeks, I will have much more free time and can film a little bit more often. Okay, I'm not sure. I gotta take a look at this. Where the stripes would... Okay, I think this would be a little bit red here. And I think that there is going to need to be pink. I think. So, yeah, maybe it'll be another 4 weeks, and hopefully it won't. I've been wanting to film, but I just haven't had any free time, or what free time I've had, I've been so tired that I went to bed early. Because college is a lot of work, guys. I mean, it's pretty tiring sometimes. Oh. Oh, I hear another truck trying to go up the road, and that sounds like a big vehicle. Or, actually, it sounds like they're trying to get to the garbage right now, so good luck to them. You know, usually there aren't any wrecks down our road, and I think we're very lucky in that aspect since we do live on a gravel road. I think people just know it's not treated, so they drive slower. Okay, I was going to do this little bow here in red as well. And I'm thinking a rose in her hair might look good in this red color. Sometimes I don't like to use too many colors in a picture. I like to use just a few colors and kind of bring it all in and bring it all together. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to do in this picture rather than use a whole bunch of colors. Let's just use a few and make it all tie together. So, okay, so can anyone tell me what's going on with Arteza? I don't have any Arteza brand stuff, but I've been seeing some stuff in some of my coloring groups on Facebook. People talking about it. People talking about maybe the brand is not so reliable anymore, and I think it might have to do with their pencils. I know that people have talked before that their markers leave like a yellow stain on the page. Like the page behind it, even if you put a blotter behind it, you know, once it dries, like days after it's dry, it'll still leave a yellow stain on the page behind it. I've been hearing that. So that's why I hadn't bought any of their markers before. But what else is going on? I guess I need to see if someone's made a video about it. Something about their pencils, I think. Maybe not being so reliable anymore. I don't know. I've been seeing some posts on Facebook, and I'm curious what that's about. Okay, so let's... If anyone knows what that is, you could fill me in on that. I'm going to do her card. We'll do 10, I think. Yeah, let me know what that's about. I've never, like I said, never bought anything Arteza branded because they were a little expensive for me to want to spend that money on markers that would make the page yellow, because I don't really use pencils, you guys know that. So what is up with that? I don't know, I'm not in the pencil world. You'll have to let me know what's going on. Previously I had never heard any complaints about them aside from the marker things. I think they make a lot of stuff, don't they? Don't they make gel pens and I think maybe even paint markers too now? I don't know. I am intrigued by it, I know that. And also, I did see on Facebook, it went up today, Deborah Muller does have a new coloring book out. I do not remember the name of it. It's got wolves in it, though, and her ladies, of course. So it's an interesting one. I do like her animals. I don't know if I'll pick it up or not. I'm going to wait to see a full flip through. But it did look nice, and she has another Valentine's Day book out. I think it might be called Valentine Cuties. Ooh, I don't know. I forgot the name of that one, too. I was able to order just a couple of books because Doug had ordered a kettle, and he said, "Do you want something from Amazon? Because I want to put some more stuff on the order to get free shipping." And I said, of course I want something from Amazon. So I picked up this book and the Romantic Miniatures. because, you know, of course I had to get something that was enough to put it over. It was just $2, but I am interested in the Valentine Cuties one. It did look cute. It looked a little bit more like her older style of art, you know, like the original Chubby Mermaid stuff. I don't have too many of her older books, but I can tell that her style has matured as she has drawn more. And I'm okay with the fact that it looked like her older artwork. I like both of the styles. I'm not picky. Okay. So, that looks good. We're going to leave that white around it. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. So I'm thinking about how much is going to be glitter and how much isn't. Let's go ahead and color the flames and maybe do the heart in glitter. I don't know. I don't want there to be too much glitter. Sometimes I think maybe I put a little bit too much on a page. I don't know. I don't know. I think if I do both of them, it'd be a little bit too much, so. And then we'll do her eyes, and we'll work on the polka dots in the background, and then will be time for glitter. Okay. So we're going to do a brown eye color, maybe 96. Well, if I can find it. There it is. Sorry that I kind of have to put my whole arm across the picture, but that is where my markers are. They are right there in front of me, so I can reach them easily. Okay, that is a good eye color, I think. That's a nice one. Alright. So, the polka dots in the background. I'm thinking pink and red and white. And I'm just going to pull out some random... Well, actually, I'm not going to pull out a random color. I want this one. But as for the red, I guess I don't... 11, maybe? Okay. And we're just going to go in and... When I do the backgrounds with these dots and stuff, let me make sure my border page is kind of... Here we go. Alright, I just kind of... I don't know, I just put color somewhere, you know? I kind of like to make the dots look like they've been randomly colored, and that's kind of what I do. I just look at it and I think, maybe this side needs more red, maybe this side needs more pink, maybe this side needs more glitter. Because I might do a few of them in glitter as well. Let's put a red one here. That is how I do backgrounds, because I am not one that is much for backgrounds. You guys know that by now. So I just kind of, you know, put some stuff here and there. I think that's what I like about Deborah's pictures, is she doesn't very often do a background, or a big full background with a lot of stuff going on. Okay, and let's do this high one right here in the corner. Okay. Let's go in with the pink. Alright. And let's do this one here. I do want some of them to be white, because I always think of pink and red and white as being Valentine's Day colors, and that's the color that my tablecloth here is. It is pink and red and white, and let me adjust it back up. I had to pull it down to get that corner there. Alright. You know, maybe we won't do some of these in glitter. I don't know. I got like a nice balance right now, I think. Yeah, okay, I think that looks good. Maybe this one right here. Yeah, that looks good. That looks random enough for me, even though it's not technically random, you know. Alright, so now we'll do our glitter, and actually, I do like to do the inside of the mouth with black, so let me do that real quick. Just kind of very lightly, I gotta get a little close to it so I can see, make sure I don't go out of the lines. Let me put my little swatch chart back there. Alright, so my Sparkle Pop pens. And I have seen some people posting about some new gel pens from Amazon that are just as good as the Sparkle Pop pens, but are way cheaper, so I will check into those. That was the air kicking on, you heard that. Okay. Now this is black and also red, so if you're wondering why I pulled out black, don't worry, it is a dual color, so it is also red. let's do the eyes in pink. Okay. I'm careful to go around the eyelashes because this will eat up the lines and you won't be able to see the lines of the eyelashes. Let's do this heart here in pink. So I do kind of carefully go around the lines when I do it. You can't quite go over them. It's not going to show up once it's dry, if that makes sense. And I try to be careful when I do this so that I don't get it everywhere because I'm bad at that. And let's do this big one here in pink as well. We'll do the one on the card in the black and red. I think of this pink as pink and light pink. Some of the dual metallic ones, the colors are, it's like, is it really dual metallic if it's just pink and pink, you know? It looks the same to me in the light, no matter how you put light on it, whereas in the red and black, I can see that it's black in certain light and red in certain light. To me, this one doesn't change. Oh well. Okay, and I do want to leave that white outline on the Valentine because I think that looks good. Okay, so now let's do some of the gold accents, and the gold is the one I have used the most. If you can see that it hardly has any left. Thankfully I have a second set of these. They were on sale at Hobby Lobby one day, and I bought 3 sets. Because if you can find them on sale, definitely buy them. So, that was when Hobby Lobby did their little red sticker sale, which they used to do it, you know, I don't know if they did it last year, I doubt it, and I don't know if they're going to do it this year either. Around Mother's Day, they would put red stickers on everything, and everything is really, really cheap. But I doubt they did it last year, and I don't know if they'll do it this year. Maybe they're going to, like, stop doing that. They saw the opportunity to stop, so they stopped. Here we go. Yeah, you can see that in this light. It is looking pretty red, but if I were to take the light off this, it would look black. But I want it to look red, so we are going to keep it in this light. If you're wondering what I use for a light, it's just a little cheap thing I got at Walmart called a selfie light, and I can move it, like it clamps onto the side of the desk and it's adjustable. Okay, so that looks good, and I'm going to put just a couple of white dots in her eyes for, like, pupils. I do like to do that. And then we are done. Let me shake up my paint marker here. Alright. And I just put them right, there we go. And actually, let's give her a little bit on her lips, too. So she's wearing, like, shiny lipstick. Okay, there we go. Since she had a gloved hand, she's not going to get any glittery nail polish. And like I said, I don't usually color the borders. So, there we go. That is our finished Valentine's Day page, and ooh, this video is a little long, isn't it? Well, it's been a long time since you guys have seen me, so hopefully you enjoy listening to me rattle on for an hour. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy, and hopefully I can come back sooner than later with another video.